Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Terence Crawford is telling them, you know what, PBC, y'all can freeze me out at the 147-pound division because I'm chilling. I'm not worried about what y'all trying to do to me. Because when you look at it, the big picture, right? Let me see if I have to make an adjustment here. Yeah, I do. Terence Crawford may be in a better position than what many of us realize when you take a look at what's going on here. Let me fix this for you. At 154 pounds. Now, I keep hearing people saying they're freezing out Terence Crawford. I do think there's a little bit of foul play, funny business going on. But when you take a look at what he has, if Crawford picks up this WBO strap, if he ends up fighting Josh Kelly or Erickson Lubin or whoever it is that he may end up fighting, word on the street is Fundora is going to have to give up that WBO strap. One thing about the WBO, they don't play around when it comes to their belts. If someone's going to be out of pocket due to whatever the reason is, they want to make sure that belt's still in circulation. Now, when you take a look at Sebastian Fundora, he's going to be out for quite some time, not just because of his injury, because his team wants him out to the end of the year, which I think is crazy. But a little bit of secret society business going on there. Even a blind man can see that there's some shit going on. But for Terence Crawford, that's great, because it doesn't matter if it's Kelly or Lubin who he has to fight. If that WBO title is vacated, which it sounds like it's going to be, Crawford beats Kelly. He actually destroys Kelly, ends his career. And Lubin, well, he turns his ass into a mannequin, as he will tranquilize him, probably worse than what Jermell Charlo did. Now, the thing is, once Charlo picks up that WBO strap at 154, well, you probably say, Hood Champion, what are you carrying on about? Well, I'm going to tell you. Because you take a look at his opportunities here to unify. We're not worried about Fundora. Fundora is going to lose. If he fights Earl Spence or whoever he ends up fighting, he's going to lose, right? I think Earl Spence will get him, but I just think Fundora won't hold on to that belt long. Anyway, these other guys, these guys aren't promoted by PBC. You see, PBC doesn't really have any control of 154 pounds. That division. They had all the control when Jermell Charlo had the belts, but you know, Jermell Charlo took it to the stupid, was out there dropping the beans on a family member, and now he's gone MIA, missing in action. He's still the lineal champion, which I think is a great opportunity for Terence Crawford if Crawford decides he wants to put some work in at 154. There's no blocking Terence Crawford out here. There's no freezing him out, no alienating him, ostracizing him, none of that bullshit. So I think this is the best bet for Terence Crawford. Not as far as him making the biggest amount of money, but as far as him getting opportunities to stay busy and stay active. It's just really on Terence Crawford, you know what I mean? I'm sure his team has already looked at this and said, hey, this could be the pathway to you getting active, landing a huge fight, but also becoming 3-time undisputed. Crawford doesn't want to have many fights remaining, but he may have to fight a little bit longer than he wants to in order to finally land, I guess, the retirement fight. The Earl Spence fight was supposed to be the springboard to a few retirement-type paydays. Not happening. What it was a springboard to no man's land, because PBC and Al Heyman, those guys are like, hell no. This guy came in here and damn near killed Spence. We can't sick Terence Crawford on none of our guys anymore. We got to keep him on the leash with the muzzle and probably break his and cut his damn Achilles heel so he can flop around like David Hay against goddamn Tony Bellew. But anyway, when you take a look at this, being realistic and being fair, even Virgil Ortiz, that's a De La Hoya fight. That's Golden Boy. They can't stop that. And Ortiz doesn't have anything, but I do believe Ortiz will get a crack at a title sometime soon. Bottom line is, when you take a look at the 154-pound division for Terence Crawford, it's wide open. The problem is, when you come down here to 147, Crawford still has the damn WBO belt, the WBC belt, the WBA belt, and he's the ring champion. So Crawford's going to have to make a decision, because I would think that he's not going to be allowed to keep holding on to all that goddamn hardware. So when you look at the moves he's trying to make to 154, and the fact he doesn't want to do anything at 147, the man's creating a bottleneck. Everything is in a holding pattern at 147, and he's creating some confusion at 154 because he wants to insert himself in the mix. And then you got, Fundora and Tszyu with their issues, and now you got these guys trying to figure out how to insert him, whether it's Lubin or Josh Kelly he's going to fight. So Terence Crawford's got some decisions to make. But when you take a look at what's going on down here, this shit is all PBC. And you can say, well, Jerome Boots isn't with PBC. And you might as well consider him PBC. God damn it. Barrios, Stanley Eunice, he's blocked out. He won't get those opportunities. It sounds like he doesn't want them anyway. But the bottom line is, where Terence Crawford probably needs to be, what I think is a sweet spot, where he doesn't have to worry about the political nonsense, is for him to get busy at 154. Now, if he doesn't want to do that, well, then he's got to bubble up. But once he bubbles up, he's back dealing with some of the same crap. You know what I mean? PBC type crap. And that's not what he wants. That's not at all what he wants. So I think realistically, the best option for Terence Crawford is to get busy at 154. Because like I said, he out here like a polar bear. You know what I'm saying? Polar bud is what we're going to call him. So like I said, he probably out here like, y'all can freeze me out because I'm chilling. Because he knows at 154, they can't really mess with him. They can't really mess with him. And getting a couple stay busy fights with fighters who are ranked #1 and whatever, but I think not much of a threat to Terence Crawford. I think that'll lead to a huge fight and may get him the retirement pay that he wants, and then he can be done with all the nonsense. But there's a lot of people who have an opinion about Crawford, some favorable, some unfavorable. I'm just a guy who doesn't give a shit. I'm not biased. I don't care. I'm just looking at it and seeing what's the best route for this man to go, because it does seem to me like they're taking it to the stupid and trying to freeze this man out. And I'm not really sure Terence Crawford and his team have the proper plan of action to get him back in the ring as soon as possible. I think he's depending on some people with muscle to use their influence and their position power to get him a good fight, a big money fight. But I'm going to tell you, I still think for Terence Crawford, no matter what he does with that WBO strap at 154, because I think he'll pick it up, whoever he has a fight for, I think after that, his next fight should be against Tim Tszyu in Australia. Tim Tszyu was about to sign a 3-fight deal if he could have beaten Sebastian Fundora for like 30-something million. Some deal, 3-fight deal in Australia. He would have fought in Australia. He would have made like $10+ million a fight across 3 fights. 30 million would have made him one of the richest Australian athletes. But unfortunately, all that shit happened with Fundora. So if Crawford can get out there, that just lets you know there's some money behind Tszyu. If Crawford hears that, what? They're going to pay Tszyu $10 million? If Crawford comes over there, maybe they can figure out a way to bubble it up to, 15, 20 for Crawford. Excellent fight. Tim Tszyu is no pushover, but that gives him the opportunity that he wants to fight stiff competition and to also get the money. And he gets to go out there and chill in Australia. But he may not want to do it. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans all 7 continents. Crawford's like, you know what, man? Y'all can freeze me at all y'all want because I'm out here chilling. Polar bud in the breeze.